Let's talk about the unknown in investor relations. And that's one of the most important things that the best in class IR officer can address in order to unlock shareholder value. If you're a public equity investor, you know that success is about minimizing the impact of the unknown or making sure that you're not surprised and that downside surprise is minimized. Well, when you're on the corporate side working in investor relations, how do you minimize unexpected downside for investors? Well, it comes down to how do you address the key debates in the stock and help investors learn information or provide them with frameworks or information that's public that allows them to get a better handle on the unknown. And that's why I'm standing in front of a data center here in Elk Grove Village, because I think data center REITs are a great example, in my experience of being an IRO for DFT data centers illustrates this vividly. And the key is, back in 2016, no one believed the demand of the hyperscalers or the massive shift to the cloud. And we're seeing that same trend, secular trend, play out today with AI. People are not understanding or able to fully comprehend the massive size of the demand that exists for AI and hyperscale, data center space because of the proliferation of AI apps and usage. And the key is, when you're in these types of situations, you have to find creative ways to address that gap or that unknown, or what is preventing investors from accessing your story and realizing, hey, there's a real secular growth trend here. I need to buy into it. And in the case of a data center, it all comes down to leasing and being able to show the absorption and demand patterns in the key markets across the country. And at DFT, we were able to use a third-party source, Data Center Hawk, which has become an immensely important data set for the data center REIT industry. And it's by putting in these building blocks, these data blocks, putting them into your investor deck, putting them into your earnings script, and constantly updating that data, and in some ways becoming the economic indicator or the economist for your industry and for your unique stock, is what allows you to minimize that unknown or that uncertainty that the investors are trying to avoid or trying to minimize themselves. It's incumbent on the company to identify what are the key debates, how can I address that key debate, and then what are the creative ways that I can find third-party information that supports my view as the company, and utilize that in my earnings call, my investor deck, and my materials in order to set the right narrative in order to unlock shareholder value. Thanks for watching.